Hello dear all beautiful students, welcome all to our today's session once again, and we are coming here for joining another new topics that is on chapter 5, that is the nutritions. And we already understood about the nutritions in many way, and we know that nutrition is the food stuff, nothing but the food stuffs and elements of the food we get from the food in different way. That is the food stuffs on nutritions, like suppose the carbohydrate. If we go through the carbohydrate, we know that the nutritions are protein, we know that the fat, we know that the vitamin, we know that the minerals, and finally we know about the water. So look at here. Carbohydrate, protein, fat, vitamins and minerals and water. We know these are the nutrition type, and these nutrition types is actually come out from which way we know about very previous year in class 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, almost we know many things. So basically these nutritions are functionally in which way they are active, we need to know about that part. Okay, first of all we can general concept. Carbohydrate generally functionally active by their activities production of energy. Actually carbohydrate, when we think about the carbohydrate, the production of energy. If we think about the protein, okay, if we think about the protein means we can instantly get through that growth and repair of the body. Many of the function of course there, repair of body. Yes, fat, if it is going on through fat, so it is also regeneration of energy, it is also production of energy, regeneration of energy, general functional activities. In a short way, in a general concept, if we try to understand that which way the elements are functionally active or what is the function of that one, it is given in your book as that. Vitamin, instantly think about our own concept, this is the resistant against disease. And minerals, if we think about, very importantly we can say that the organic functions, many of the various organic functions in our body. In case of the plant and animals, it is both case. Water, of course, keep balance the temperature. I just write why it is in a short way the function. We will learn many things from there, and you know this chapter 5 also belonging the mathematical problem also from this chapter. So water keep balance the temperature, carbohydrate production of energy, protein growth and repair of the body, what we grow up, and if anything can broken and infected, that times it can be repaired instantly or within short time or taking time by protein, fat, regeneration of energy, production and regeneration. That means this is the vice versa concept. And why we say it is a vice versa concept, because when we take food, that food is instantly produce the energy in our body so that we can do any kinds of work. But if it is the fat, in case of fat, you can say after having the heavy meal like lunch, dinner, that times if you touch your stomach, you see it look like hot. Hot means it is production of energy, at the same time regenerate energy within short time. After some times when taking rest, it will be normal, but at the time of taking the food, it look like hot. And at the same time when production of energy, carbohydrate is also helps in production of energy, but basically the functionally active in regeneration of energy. Vitamin, resistant against this, all times we know that the vitamins is known as the heart of the food, and we can say it is also produce the lots of enzymatic activities, functionally enzymatic activities, and going on through for resistant against disease. Minerals, various organic function, the lots of organic function in our body, inside the body, that is totally done by the minerals. And water keep balance the temperature of the body. When it look like hot, we take the water, sometimes it look like balance. So this is the general functions of that one. So another one we will try to think about here. It is not the directly nutritional types, but roughage is very important. Roughage, it is the fibrous food. Fibrous food, and they absorb water, increase the amount of stool, and make food be digested. Actually, roughage is fibrous food, they are not digested. That means they are not digested, but they help to digest the other food stuff. Very important, this one. Fibrous food absorb water, increase the amount of stool, so that it make us body form different kinds of waste product inside our body. So it is very importantly, they produce the stool, amount of stool, and make it out and make food be digested. They are not digested, but they make the food digested. Very important to know about that point. So this is the general concept of a general idea and functional activities of that one. Very first time, protein. We will learn all of them, but protein is very first time is given. This is carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. That means protein are composed of these kinds of elements: carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. We can write about that. And protein is actually, it is 16% nitrogen. 16% nitrogen are there. So maximum amount of nitrogen. Beside these, sulfur, phosphorus, iron. Sulfur, phosphorus, iron is also present. Okay, sulfur, phosphorus, and iron also present instead of nitrogen. Maximum amount of nitrogen is 16%, but other than sulfur, phosphorus, and iron also present. They're very important for MCQ like that. And this is very important. Another one, that is the sources. What are the sources? When you make it the sources, that would be the animal protein and plant protein. Animal protein or animal sources, plant sources. You can write animal sources and plant sources. The lots of example in your book, the lots of example is also given there. Lots of example, okay, lots of example you can go through about that one. Animal, fish, meat, you can write many of the thing: fish, meat, eggs, cheese, then liver, many of them you can write the this one, okay. And animal, in case of the plant protein, we know that the dal, pulses, nuts, bean seeds. I just write short form, etc. That means if we go through understanding about that, what are the sources of protein? If it is the animal protein, that is fish, meat, eggs, cheese, liver, and plant protein, dal, nut, bean seeds, etc. like that. Okay. So these are the sources of protein. And another one thing I forgot to write there, the smallest unit of the protein. Smallest unit of protein is amino acid. It is asking for SQ types of question. So smallest unit of the protein is amino acid. So don't forget to write it or understand. Okay. So this is very important thing for understanding about the protein, that is the smallest unit of the protein. Which one is the smallest unit of the protein and what the things are going on through that specific parts. By the way, now we will try to understand this is, and finally functions. I have write only one functions of protein, or you can write the importance of the protein. That is your SW task. I will go another points, but beside that I gave you a SW, that function importance of the protein. Okay, what are the functional activities and importance of the protein bear to carry out? Okay, that is very important, and that is your SW task. Okay, so if it is asking for protein on that way, you will try to understand that body shape, growth of the body, repair of the body. Okay, to recover the infected part, that can also helps for elongated or strengthen of the body. Is just like this way you can write the functions of the proteins or importance of the proteins. It is your SW I will give you. Okay, and now we try to understood about the carbohydrate, another one. Since these are the topics of understanding easily, because it is related with the chapter 8, but the lots of tough thing is waiting for you is upcoming session of this, completing this all 6. Okay, so carbohydrate, carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Carbon, hydrogen and oxygen are the constituents and elements of the carbohydrate. I just try to make you understand. The carbohydrate have the several types and kinds. That is the monosaccharide, saccharide, disaccharide, common thing, saccharide and polysaccharide. Monosaccharide, disaccharide and polysaccharide. Okay, so this is one molecule glucose, and in definition, when the saccharide, that types of carbohydrate cannot break down more of them, that means glucose we cannot break. Glucose is the lowest and smallest unit of the carbohydrate. So one molecule glucose can be found in the monosaccharide. One molecule fructose, galactose is the example you can write. Glucose, one molecule glucose, one molecule fructose, or one molecule galactose. So this is the example of the monosaccharide. Disaccharide, actually 2 molecules. There will be the 2 molecules, glucose, fructose or galactose. Polysaccharide, there is the many molecules, glucose, fructose, galactose, like that. Okay, so example is glucose, fructose and galactose. Here example you can write about the sucrose, lactose, and here example you can write here starch, glycogen is given in your book is somehow wrong, that is the carbohydrate is written there, starch, glycogen, like that. So monosaccharide is mono, that means one molecule glucose or one molecule fructose or one molecule galactose. Example is also glucose, fructose and galactose. Disaccharide is 2 molecules glucose, fructose or galactose, but basically when these 2 molecules are joined together, sucrose and lactose is going on there. And polysaccharide, many molecules of, that means many molecules, the long chain of the carbohydrate, starch and glycogen is the finally sources of them. This is the honey, fruit juice. This is the example in your book. It is important for MCQ. Sugar and milk. These are the sources: sugar, milk, rice, atta or wheat. We can write potato. These are the sources of This one. So look at here. This is the sources. Very first time the types of the carbohydrate: monosaccharide, disaccharide, polysaccharide, one molecule, two molecule, many molecule, glucose, fructose, galactose, especially sucrose, lactose, esters, glycogen, glucose, fructose, galactose are the example. And sources: honey, also the example of the glucose; fruit juice, also the example of the glucose; fructose or galactose or monosaccharide; sugar, milk, example of the sucrose, lactose or disaccharide; and rice, atta, potato is also related with that one, the polysaccharide. Okay, so I give you another SW on behalf of then. What is the importance of carbohydrate? That means your SW will be what is the importance of carbohydrate and protein. Okay, separately we'll write and submit it below the comment box. And that's all about today, my dear students. Stay connected with understanding the new thing in the next topics, in the next lecture. Then everyone stay safe, stay sound. Allah Hafiz.